considering that the sentences were equal, the judge refused to make a finding as to who kicked, which we believe vindicates Brandon Piekarsky's position from the beginning, that the absent person, Brian Scully, who should have been at a defense table, but never had that opportunity, was the one who not only precipitated the events, but as things turned out, continued the events, resulting in the death of Luis Ramirez. We think the sentence vindicates what Brandon Piekarsky has maintained from day one, at least in the instance.
Do you think you have some strong appellate court issues here?
Definitely. Definitely. As soon as I get back to my office, a notice of appeal will be prepared and filed.
And that's true for Mr. Donchak, too. We will definitely file the notice of appeal as soon as possible. There are multiple issues for appeal, both arising from the trial itself back in October and from today's sentencing proceeding. The principal issue being, of course, the involuntary manslaughter, which under any version of the facts, that should have been the ruling. And if that had been the ruling, the sentence would have been far less than the 9 years actually imposed.
Like, what are we talking? I think you mentioned it in court, but what would the sentence have been?
41 to 57 months.
Less than
in that
4
neighborhood.
years. Less than 4 years.
With advisory guideline sentence, which obviously is not mandatory, and the judge has the discretion to consider variances based upon the factors which were argued in court. The difference between voluntary manslaughter and involuntary manslaughter under the sentencing guidelines, as Mr. Fedorov indicated, is a great gap between the two. And yet, and we intend to pursue this on appeal, that the authority across the United States in the federal system and the state system, that a street fight with fists and kicks is involuntary manslaughter. But you certainly didn't hear the attorney for the government articulate any case to the contrary. The reason they didn't is because there is none.
If I could ask both of you gentlemen a question, how are your clients reacting to potentially the next 9 years in the federal prison?
Are they confident in our ability to get them a new trial? That is what we intend to do.
Thank you very much.
So we'll do 41 to 57 is your rebuttal.
Good seeing you. Good to see you.
I think the judge said it right. I think no one wins with this. I hope the 9 years that these young men spend, they spend in time to learn that there is a difference in use words of hate. I hope they're able to come out of this with the situation and teach other people no one has the right to take anyone's life because they look different, they talk differently, and because. But understand this, these young kids are not only guilty of this, but those who started this, those who ran for elections, and names I care not to mention with the illegal immigration problem, became a problem for them. Understand this, I can now go back to the Spanish community and communities of diversity and say, our voices will be heard. And if it takes the government to do it, then so be it. Atrocities such as this has to be stopped, but only when victims, the voices are heard. They were sentenced today. They got 9.5 years. I wish I would have heard Mr. Ramirez what he would have thought of it. He was a firefighter, and I congratulate him. Mr. Ramirez probably, I don't know if he become a firefighter or not. We will never know. But I know one thing today, and I believe it this. Today, I hope we can move forward. I will do all I can to let the Spanish community and people of the community know that we can come together. Let us take this behind us, and we can work together. And I hope, and I say this with a deep heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been dealing with this issue of civil rights for 45 years. As we speak, someone at this time is being belittled, killed, mentally, physically, because who they are. This has to stop. I hope this, once again, is a step in the right direction. Thank you.
The prosecution said that this was compared to, what happened in the 1940s. Do you agree with that?
Ladies and gentlemen, all I can tell you, I've been involved in 45 years. I've seen my own parents being abused because they spoke differently. Yes, in the 40s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, and I fear this will continue until we become a nation that we sit down and have more emphasis, that we have to have more training and money to teach people to get together. We could put people on the moon, but yet we can't keep people sitting at a table to talk to each other. And this goes from the leadership. Once again, we're the leaders who spoke so highly, who incited this about immigration. I don't see anyone running. Oh, you know why? It's not election time. Why their voices are not here? They started this momentum. Where are they? So again, ladies and gentlemen, let's hope we can learn from this. I agree from the judge. There was no winners. But I hope we can learn from this. But once again, watch election time. I guarantee this will become an issue again. Thank you.
What group are you with?
Well,